Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, April 4th. It is 6:26 right now. We got market opening up in about 4 minutes. Sorry guys for the late start. Obviously there's connection issues because I'm back here in the States and yeah, it's just giving me everything's kind of just loading slow. So I had to get on TradingView to get everything logged back on. So we got market opening up in about 3 minutes. I'm going to finish setting up this room real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. The ATR is super high, guys, because of NFP, as you guys can see. So it wouldn't really matter. Once market opens up, we're going to take a little bit of a breather and let the market here kind of stabilize a bit before we start doing anything. So I'm going to finish setting up this room real quick, and then we will get started shortly with our analysis. And it's always an issue when I leave the country because everything switches from like US to Mexico. Like I was on Mexico YouTube live stream while I was out there, and it just asks all these security questions to get everything situated. But it looks like we're good. So I'm just gonna finish setting this up. We got market opening up in about 2 minutes. If you guys are looking to take the breakout, looks like breakout for today is going to be a sell. So yeah, if you guys are looking to take the breakout for today is going to be a sell. The ATR is super high, per usual, as you guys can see here. Market kind of moved around a little crazy. Surprisingly, let me measure it real quick. This is wow, this is crazy. So the NFP candle was about 200 points, but every candle after it was like about 100 points. So there's not really much here that like usually the like every candle will be kind of small, and then this right here is the NFP candle. So NFP is non-farm payroll. This is like it's supposed to be the crazy candle for the week. And you can see this one was huge. It was about 200 points, but all of these candles shouldn't be this big as well. Like every candle here was pretty huge. So all right, guys, we got market open in about a minute. Breakout for today is actually going to be a buy, guys. So the breakout has shifted from a sell to a buy, if anybody's looking to take it. Because we did get a buy signal right here at the very last second. So if anybody's looking to take the breakout, it's going to be a buy. Like I said, guys, market's moving kind of crazy right now. The ATR is currently at 52. This is the highest I've probably seen ATR pre-market, and I can't even remember how long. I've never seen the ATR this high since like COVID, I think. The ATR pre-market is usually pretty small. It's like, the max I'd probably see it is around like 20, 30, somewhere around there. But the ATR is 50. This means that every candle that's moving is about this big. It's about 55 points. I know it doesn't look big, but that is huge because typically the candles are a lot smaller, right? They're like 30 points, 20 points, etc. So the breakout just came up, guys. It was right here for a buy. If you guys took it, it looks like it probably already hit TP. Yeah, so breakout hit 100 points right there for TP. If you went for 50 or if you went for the full 100, the breakout right there already hit for full TP for basically 2x. Yeah, so you guys can see this is how crazy the market is moving right now. Steven, hopefully you caught that. Market opened up right there and it shot straight up to its TP with no drawdown. I think Steven's probably the only person here who's taking the breakout, so. And the ATR is now at 61, guys. So there's no way you can use a 30-30 TP stop loss today, guys. I don't think there's going to be a way we can use that. We're going to have to increase it to like maybe 50-50 because I don't think this is going to come back down, at least not for a while. So if you guys are planning on taking any trades today, you have to increase your TP stop loss very, very wide. Nice work, Steven. Steven got his full TP right there if you guys took the breakout. The reason why the breakout here was a buy was because we had a buy signal right here on the 628 candle. So as soon as the market opened here at 630, it was a buy pretty much immediately. And then it shot straight up to TP right on open. If you guys again are looking to take any profit or any trades here, the ATR is extremely high, guys. So you might have to make some adjustments to your TP stop loss because it's way too wide. I mean, I can't. I can't tell you guys enough to make the changes here because these candles are big. Like, look at this candle right here. The opening candle was like we usually don't even get like 30 points on these candles. This candle was about 170 points. So like here, I'm gonna show you the difference. This is the opening candle right here, right? Normally, we'll get maybe a 50-point candle, maybe a 30-point candle. So this is for scale. So I'll show you this is what the market normally moves like. It moves like this, right? Like we usually get this sometimes this in very rare cases. But this is like how the candle just moved right now. So you guys can see how extreme these candles are moving today. And it's not getting any lower. If you look down at the ATR is just getting higher and higher. It's now at 67. So in a situation like this, you probably want to go a lot wider, not a little wider, but a lot wider when it comes down to your TP stop loss. So typically when we're entering a trade, our TP stop loss would be like 30-30, right? Like this. This is not going to cut it. You're probably gonna have to go for something like a 50-50 at a minimum. So if you're gonna do that, just make sure to adjust your TP, your contract size a little less to align with what we have here. But if you guys want to wait, you can wait. Maybe the market may stabilize a little bit. I don't really think it's going to stabilize too much, but hoping it stabilizes to an extent where we can, make some sense out of this movement. The ATR is currently at 66 right now. All right, I didn't mark up liquidity today, so let me just go ahead and mark up liquidity for now. I'm just going to mark up the 1-minute liquidity. I don't think the higher time frames really matter right now because, I mean, obviously, not expecting price to go that far. Or, I mean, it's pretty far as is here on the 1-minute. We got a bunch of liquidity hanging out up here. If and when price ends up, getting to those points. All right, I'm gonna have to do some math here to figure out what my my contract size should be. See, it's probably not going to change too much, maybe by a few points. All right, guys. So what I would say is pay attention to the ATR. The ATR is just getting bigger. It's now at 70, guys. This is extremely high. Like, I don't know if I can, there's no way I can emphasize this enough. Like, the ATR is extremely high, right? It's at 71 now, or it was at 71. I mean, we might even have to increase TP stop loss to like maybe the 60s or the 70s. 50s might not be enough to cover the price movement. Yeah, this is now it's up to 72. So let me pull up the news real quick. I mean, some obviously there is yeah, this thing's getting worse. So the update right here, live update from CNBC says Dow drops 900 points, crushed for a second day on fears Trump has ignited a global trade war. Yeah, the market is pretty extreme right now, guys. It is I would stay out of the market. Personally, I would just stay out of the market. I wouldn't even dabble to play in the market right now, even if your stop loss is pretty wide. Let me go real quick and see how far this has dropped, because this thing has dropped a lot from 2 days ago. Like, I'm not even sure if the circuit breakers got activated yesterday. But okay, we'll measure from here. So from the top end right here to this lower end, it's dropped 3,650 points. That's extreme. Like extreme. Not like over exaggerating, but that's pretty extreme. To drop almost 4,000 points in 2 days. Like we were expecting a correction, but correction never really happened like that. All my Nike stocks are like horrible right now. Like I should have just pulled out when I recouped my losses last month, but yeah, the Nike stocks are down. That's crazy. They're down 43% from when I first bought my Nike stocks like a year or 2 years ago. That's crazy. I mean, thankfully I don't have a shitload. Well, now I actually have a pretty decent amount of Nike stocks. They're down 5% for the day. I mean, everything else is holding me up. So in my long-term portfolio, I have a basket of stocks of like companies I like JP Morgan, Cisco, Nike, which I liked, but they haven't been I'm like really tempted to like offload my Nike stocks, but I'm probably just gonna hold on to them. I'm just gonna keep collecting dividends on them. Damn, it's crazy. I only have three red stocks really. I have Nike, Intel, and QQQ, which is basically NQ, but the ETF version. Nah, I'm just gonna I gotta stick to my gold, my diamond hands on my long-term stuff. So I gotta make some money here on this on the short-term stuff so I can kind of balance it out. Anyways, ATR is currently at 73 right now, guys. Very, very high. If you guys are looking to take entries, I will look for some entries here. But again, you're probably gonna have to use a really, really wide TP stop loss. I don't think 50-50 will even cut it, guys. You guys might have to use something like 70-70 to to basically keep up with ATR. The ATR is way too high right now. Yeah, exactly. Sam, so don't worry about the stocks. One good news from Trump and everything, and everyone's buying. Yeah, exactly. My portfolio is doing pretty good over the past like 4 years, so I'm not really in the red. I'm only in the red for like three stocks that I currently have, which are fairly new. I started buying into QQQ about a year ago, and then I started buying into Intel like a couple months ago. Then I have Nike, which I've been holding on to for I think 3 years now. Initially, it was good, and then it just started dropping. I bought it because I believe in the company, of course, right? With a lot of these long-term investments, it's really just buying the companies that you don't expect to disappear. But Nike's kind of went down downward spiral because like all these other shoe companies and sport companies have come around. Nike used to be like the main one, but now it's like you got like Lululemon, you got like you have all these other shoe companies that are taking market share. So it is what it is. But again, if you guys are looking to take the NPSV2, guys, there's one NPSV2 that's starting to set up right here. We have a sell signal, retracement, red candle right here. If it closes below this black line, this is going to be an NPSV2. If you guys want to take it, again, like I said, you're going to have to adjust your TP stop loss a little bit to adhere to the ATR. So the ATR is currently at 74. You probably want to use a 70-70 for something like this. But this candle here is huge. So this candle is about a 100-point candle right now. So you probably want to wait, but I mean, we'll see. Hey, Brock, morning. Yeah, Shiv said, yeah, China did a 34% tariff on all US products from April 10th, from today until April 10th. Maria said she's going to wait until ATR lowers to at least 35. Shiv said, looks like you guys need to come to Europe, UK to buy some cheap Nike shoes, right? I mean, that might be the move, honestly. All right, guys, so there's nothing here right now. I mean, well, if you guys want to take this NPSV2, there's an NPSV2 that's currently running. This candle is huge though, guys. So I mean, personally, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you guys want to take it, it is running. This is an active entry. Um, you just would have to adjust your TP stop loss a little wider to like 70-70. Let's take a look at the confluences over here. So looking over here at the 1 minute time frame, There's no upper rejections over here. There's a push away from the value low, but there's not really much of a top rejection. Looking over here on the 30-minute time frame, we do have a rejection right here off the value low. Looking over here at the 1 hour, we don't have any rejections. Looking over here at the volume profile, we have a slight rejection over here off the point of control. On the clean chart over here, we do have a rejection right here off the whole number, which is off the 39,600 price point. And looking over here at the SR charts, loading up my SRs right here. Kind of messing. So we got some zones right here. I mean, it's a pretty messy zone though. Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, so I wouldn't even mess with the market right now. But if you guys want to, I mean, I'm marking this up for you guys so that you guys can, if it's, at your own choice. So look at this huge candle right here. This is what I'm saying to stay out of the market. Like, the market is so unpredictable right now. It's really hard to tell what's going to happen next. There's just a lot of outside fact. The ATR is at 80 right now, guys. Can you believe that? I haven't seen the ATR this high since really since COVID. I don't even know if the ATR got this high during COVID. Like we would have drops, but they were like one big candle and then it would slow down, and then one big candle and it would slow down. But every candle here is so the TP hit for MPSV2, guys. If you guys took the MPSV2 right there for 70 points, like I mentioned, full TP right there. And I guess we'll kind of see what happens next. Yeah, Patricia said never at 80. I've never seen the ATR this high before, guys. Like I'm shocked that we're having this much volatility on like it's not a random Friday, it's NFP, but it's yeah, this is crazy. Like this is interesting. If you guys are new traders, this is really interesting because you guys are kind of getting thrown into the fire right now. Like I remember like during COVID, there was a lot of new traders who just joined in. And like we saw stuff that we've never seen before. Like I've never seen this before, guys. 80 ATR at like 6:45 a.m. It's crazy. And like each candle here is huge. Like look at this green candle right here. If you go back to historical data, like if you look back to like, let's go back to like, okay. So let me show you real quick. I just want to show you guys so you guys can understand that the craziness of the market right now. Like, okay, here's a clean chart, right? Like these candles look normal, but they're nowhere near normal. Like, see how big this candle is right here? This is 152 points, right? let me show you what the candles are looking. I'll go on the 1 hour time frame, and let me show you the candles from like January. Okay, so here's January. Like, remember how I said it was moving like 100 and like that one candle was like 100 and something points. It's like 150 points. Let me go over here and I'll just go to like, let's go like the 10-minute time frame. Ah, fuck. Here, I'll just show you again. So see how this candle here is super huge? This candle is 274 points. Let me go over here and I'm just going to show you for scale, like a normal day of like, we'll go to like, let's say January, like before the market started getting kind of crazy. So right here, see how these candles are kind of big too, but like they're not. See, these candles are. This is how big like one candle is. This is one candle. Like you could go an entire like you could go a whole hour and not move that much. So this is how big like one candle is, and you can go like a whole hour. So like this time period right here, you can go almost 8 hours and not that much movement. But you get one candle here. Let's go to today. Let's just measure this whatever the current candle right now. This one right here, right? This is 300 points. This is 300 points with one single candle. That's just happening in 10 minutes. Compared to, like I showed you over here in January, it would take 8 hours for us to move that much. That's how much volatility is in the market right now. Like I showed you over here, right? This is 270 points, right? And this took about 7 hours and 50 minutes to reach that type of movement. Basically 8 hours. And we're having that type of movement in just one candle right here in 10 minutes. That's pretty extreme. So this is what I'm trying to like. You guys can trade this type of market if you want, but the odds of you getting like caught in like the crossfire, like where like you don't know where price is going. Like for example, there's no way I could predict that this was gonna happen, right? Price is gonna come down and then swing all the way back up. Within like within a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute period, it moved about 300 points. And then during normal market conditions, this would take like it would take a whole day for this to happen. So yeah, if you guys want to trade, I mean, feel free to trade, guys. I will keep giving you guys analysis. I mean, if anything, just use a wider TP stop loss. But the market is so unpredictable today that like I don't think this is a good time for you to take. I mean, I'm enjoying just watching the market because I haven't seen the market move like this ever. So I think this is just really interesting to watch the market move this way. What I'm trying to see here is if the strategy still works perfectly fine. Because if the MPSV2s continue to hit, then I'm okay with taking trades within this crazy type of market, right? You just have to adjust your TP a lot. So right now the ATR is currently at 80. So instead of using 70, I would probably use 80 right now. Or I mean, if you want to keep it a little tight, you can do 50-50, but I think, it's very tricky to use something that it's a little too tight. I would probably use 80-80. So what you're looking for here is you're looking for a green candle to close. If a green candle closes, this will be a possible opportunity for a buy entry for MPSV2. You have a buy signal right here. You're looking for the green candle to close above this black line. And yeah, if this plays through, then we'll have some sort of like data here to show that the strategy still works perfectly fine, even though the market is all over the place. All right, we have a pending sell signal right here. So if this is the case, you might shift back to a sell. If not, then if this candle closes green, this could be opportunity for an MPSV2 for a buy. The only problem here is that we're at red flag, obviously the opening price right here. But personally, I think with the craziness of all this movement, I mean, these red flags are probably going to be irrelevant because the price is going to do whatever it wants at this point. The ATR is like 86 right now. Yeah, let's see. CJ said one thing I will say, good or bad, Trump knows how to make the market move. This time last year, we were experiencing summer market moves. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, CJ. The market was so dead around this time last year when Biden was president. All right, so looking at this right now, this candle closes red, which is going to. This is going to be an MPSV2 for a buy. Not in the position again. I'm just following it. I just want to see that the strategy works perfectly fine during these extreme market conditions before I start looking to take anything, right? Because look at this right here. See how it's kind of pulling back super sharply? I don't like the fact that it's doing that. Like, I don't like the price action where price doesn't necessarily just go straight through. I mean, it went straight through on the last one over here, so this one's probably going to go straight through as well. This is a good thing that I started to factor in the ATR because the ATR does help a lot when identifying the like the candle sizes, because these candles look normal. Like they look like regular candles, but when you actually measure them, they're nowhere near normal, of course. Let's see, Sam said he's been taking these break and retests at 4 trades on YM 50-50 with 30, break even, all wins. Nice work, Sam. So Sam's taking trades here with 50-50 TP stop losses and they're hitting. I'm not in this position right here, guys. I'm just marking it up for you guys to follow and see. It looks like the red flags here are still pretty relevant. So you can see over here, price is having trouble getting past this blue line, which is the opening price. It's starting to consolidate a little bit. The ATR is currently at 83. So I don't think I don't think the ATR is going to go down to 30 today. I think it'll probably go down to 50. But yeah, I'm not really. I'm going to take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in it. So you can see right here, the red flags are still relevant. Even though that there is like all this crazy movement, price is still respecting the red flags, right? Look at this current candle right here. It's projecting off that blue line. So the blue line right there is opening price, of course. So Brock took it over here with a 100 TP stop loss. I think it's just still be running now. Yeah, it looks like it should still be running right there, Brock. I mean, 100 might be the number here, guys, because the volatility is so crazy that like the 100 is going to hit eventually. It's just, can you survive the pullback retracement? So Brock over here, he took it, but with a 100 TP stop loss, which I think is fine with this type of market, because the thing is the volatility is going to keep moving. I'm sitting out right now, guys. I don't think there's any need for me to force anything here. Let's go back and take a look at the confluences. So looking at the confluences over here, we do have a rejection for a buy here off the 1 minute time frame. We do have a rejection right here off the point of control. We have a rejection right here off the point of control as well. Rejection off the volume profile. Nothing here off the clean chart. I mean, there's quite a few rejections here. Market profile, volume profile. Yeah, it's kind of all over the place. Like, so this is something that I used to do in the past, but like, so here's something we used to do in COVID. I wouldn't recommend you do this, but if you do want to do this, we used to like go for what I would do is I would have a 100 TP stop loss, and then I would have a trailing stop moved up to 30. So as soon as price moved to 30 points in profit, like it did right here, my stop loss, my trailing stop would move in profit, and then it would kind of trail it up. I mean, if that's something that you guys want to do, that's something that's available, but personally, I would just kind of wait for the market here to stabilize. This isn't normal market conditions, guys, so I don't expect this to be happening every day. Or maybe this isn't going to happen every day. I don't know what will happen with the tariffs and stuff. I feel like so right now there's a lot of panic in the market, right? I mean, this is fucking crazy. Look at the Dow right now. It's currently down 1,000 points. I think what's going to happen here is there's going to be some sort of change, right? Like it says right here. Okay, so it says traders betting Fed will cut rates at 4 times this year to bail out the economy, which I agree. I think this will happen. So by summer, there's probably going to be an interest rate cut, right? That's the odds of that happening are very likely. So there's going to be a shift in the market. The interest rates are going to go down. Inflation is going to go up. We're going to probably go into a recession. And I think like with a lot of the stuff here that Trump's doing, like basically these tariffs, I think this is going to last for maybe like less than a month. I think these tariffs are going to drop. I think Trump is doing this to have bargaining power. I mean, all you guys know that this is kind of what happens. Trump usually does something like outlandish and then he backtracked, right? Because like in January, he said he was going to do all these tariffs, and he's like, all right, never mind, we'll push it back to April. And then now he's like, all right, I'm really doing the tariffs. And then I think once everybody starts to react, he's going to have bargaining power and he's going to start to negotiate with all these other countries. Like, all right, we're going to take out the terrorists, but you guys got to give us something. Kind of like with what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, right? So with Ukraine and Russia, Trump said he wasn't going to help Ukraine anymore, but then basically what he said was, okay, I'll help you if you give me all of your like precious metals and gases and stuff like that, right? So like Trump is doing this as bargaining chips. So I don't think these tariff stuff is going to happen. It's not going to last forever. It's probably going to start falling off toward the end of the month, and there's going to be more negotiations made. So I mean, we're kind of in the circus right now, which is kind of what everybody expected. It is yeah, I mean, we're in a little bit of a circus right now, of course. And it's kind of just understanding when and when not to enter the market. So like for example, there's no other entries here right now. If we get an MPSV2 here for a buy, I'll let you guys know. But there's just nothing here right now. If you do want to take an MPSV2 for a buy, you probably want to get in with yeah, you can message him later. Um yeah, Brock, I'm talking Discord later. So yeah, I mean this is crazy market. I wouldn't really mess with the market here, guys. The ATR is currently at 86. So if you want to take a trade, I probably at a minimum I probably use an 85 TP stop loss. Like basically, if you're gonna take any trades here, you want to base your TP stop loss off of the ATR, right? If the ATR goes up, increase your TP stop loss. If the ATR goes down, decrease your TP stop loss. Like now it's back to 80, right? So maybe you want to use an 80-point TP stop loss. Looking at this right now, we have a price pushing up, looking for the retracement, and then possible continuation back up. This actually could be a good setup because there's no red flags in this area, right? We have the liquidity up here, but there's no red flags up here. I'm just going to be following the trades, guys. I'm not really looking to take anything right now because I want to see how the market reacts to these entries. So we have a rejection right here off the point of control. We have a rejection right here off the point of control as well. Another rejection off the point of control and value low. We got price rejecting and pushing up right here from the point of control. We have a clean chart right here, rejection over here off the 39,650. And then we got price pushing up past the resistance over here for the SR chart. So with that said, I mean, it's a good setup for a buy if the buy does come up. I'll come back to the chart shortly. There's no let's see. So looking at this over here, the green candle didn't come up yet. So basically, if you're looking for an MPSV2, you need to have the green candle close above this black line right here. So we need the green candle to close above momentum, which it has not done yet. Might get a rejection here off the pivots and a push back up. If not, then it might be shifting back down. Looking at this here, it looks like we're kind of like in a really big range now. So the market profile is going to come in handy here because it looks like we are yeah, we're in a pretty big range here. Looking at this here, so I'm just going to mark up. I'm just marking up a little range here so you guys can kind of see like where price is bouncing back and forth from, like where the actual range is at. So the meat of the market is really down here. or in this middle area. Price it was below here, then it shot back up, went back sideways, faked out right here, came back up, and then now it's currently ranging between this middle area. The ATR is currently at 84 right now. There's no entry here for an MPSV2 yet. Let's take a look at the overall trend. The overall trend here is majority bearish. The 1 minute's the only one that's shifting to the upside, but the 5 minute is falling right behind it. Yeah, CJ said I knew it was gonna be crazy today with it being NFP Friday. And yesterday's market dump. Yeah, I knew today was gonna be crazy, but I wasn't expecting it to be this crazy. Right. I think the like this here is I don't know. So I just haven't seen the ATR this high before. Like even during COVID, it wasn't this high. It was dropping, but so here's the difference. This is like consistent volatility back and forth, right? It's just back and forth, which is good. We want consistently back and forth. The thing with COVID, if you guys remember, so if I go back here, I'll go to the daily chart. I'm just going to show you how the COVID charts looked back then. So 2020 March. And this is all relevant because you kind of want to compare like how the market's moving now versus like you want to compare market movement during crazy times, right? So this is COVID time, basically from up here to here. Price dropped, let's see, from February, basically from here to here. Price dropped about 11,000 points, which again was like a huge scare in the market. But you can see prices just dropping and dumping, right? Like here, I'll just replay this area right here. I don't think I can go on the 1 hour. Maybe I can. Yeah. So this is what happened during COVID. So during COVID, it was just like consistent drops, consolidated for a little bit, then drops, and it just kept dropping lower and lower, right? You compare this to today, or the past 2 days, basically. And this thing has been like, it's starting to look like the pattern, but it hasn't really flattened out yet. Because the news came out right here 2 days ago. It just started dumping. It kind of flattened out a little bit, but then it just kept dumping and dumping. And then now it's starting to flatten out. So in comparison, this isn't nearly as far as a drop, but it's only been 2 days. So basically, COVID, it dropped about 9,000 to 10,000 points. Right now, in the previous 2 days, it's dropped 3,000 points. We'll see if it drops any lower. I don't think it's going to drop that low. I think it's not going to be a crazy drop like that. It's going to be more so it's going to start to stabilize, which is what's happening right now. Price is starting to stabilize here a little bit because people are starting to react to the tariffs. Well, not people, but these countries are starting to react to the tariffs. And I think a lot of people are starting to understand that, okay, Trump's doing this as bargaining chips. He doesn't plan to tank the economy, right? I think this is all strategy. Is Barack still here? So Barack is still here. So Barack, Samir was asking, so how did Barack get triggered on the same trade for 100 points yet it's not at stop loss for his levels? It was because he was moving his stop loss around. That's why. So that's the main reason why he got out of the position. He was moving his stop loss around. You can't see his chat because he's here in the Zoom, Samir. And he can't see your messages either because he's not looking at your messages there. But yeah, he was moving his stop loss around, and that's why he got triggered. But yeah, it was still running the trade, I believe, which is fine. I mean, sometimes people make mistakes adjusting the position, right? I mean, I do it all the time. The problem with this here is that the market is choppy, so it's like it's easy to get stopped out if you mistakenly move your stop loss too close, and that's basically what Brock did. And then he did not decide to re-enter. So unfortunately, he did take a stop on that, but it's all good. He understood the mistake, and he's probably not going to make that same mistake again. Yeah, because the trade was right here, or I don't know where was it. It was somewhere around there, but he went in for like about 100 points. Looking at the ATR right now, guys, so the ATR is starting to drop down. This is going to start to open opportunity for me to want to take entry in the market. Right now, we just don't have anything here at the moment, but yeah, the ATR is currently at 72. So like I said earlier, it's probably not going to drop down to 30. It's probably going to drop down to 50. If it drops down to 50, I'll be okay taking trades at that level. Because I don't want this crazy movement, right? I want a smooth movement up. Like I don't want this to be choppy where it's like one big candle down, one big candle up, one big candle down, etc. For me personally, I'm looking for the market here to just a consistent push to the downside, right? Because I don't want to get stopped out. Like I don't want to be like randomly stopped out when price is coming down and then it ends up coming up to stop me and then it comes back down. Same with the other direction. If we get a buy here, I want price to consistently just kind of climb up a little bit. Like I want something like this. I don't want something where it's doing this, where it goes up and it comes down and it comes up really sharp and comes down. That's kind of what's been happening right here. If you look at these previous candles, each candle is about like 100 points almost. This candle right here was 120 points. This candle right here was about 70 points. So it makes it really difficult to catch these entries moving smoothly. So we have a possible NPSV2 setting up right here. I think the ATR is still a little too high for me, guys. I'm not comfortable taking the trades here just yet. It's also at a red flag right here. This is the NFP news, this pink line. So we have a couple things here. It's a red flag. This candle is probably not even going to close red. We'll see what we got. I mean, if you guys want to take this entry here, I'll mark it up for you guys. This is at a red flag though. It's at this pink line, which is the news price. It's NFP news from earlier. If you do want to take this, probably the 70-70. ATR is currently at 73. All right, so the trade's currently running right now in profit. All right, it's pushing in profit right here. It's currently at this lower range. Yeah, Barack says he's going to pass. It's a buy zone-ish for him. Yeah, so the thing with this trade here is that there's a couple of things to look out for. Like the entry here is a setup for an NPSV2, but it was at news price. See this pink line right here? This is news price. It's also at the lower range. And let's take a look at the market profile. We have no confluences here for a sell on the 1 minute. There's no confluences here on the 30 minute. And there's no confluences here on the 1 hour. So there's no market profile confluence. The volume profile is like slightly there. It's kind of pushing away, not really a strong rejection, but it is kind of pushing away. Over here on the clean chart, we also have a rejection right here off the whole numbers, 39,750. And it looks like it hit TP right there. So if you guys took it, nice work. There's just a couple confluences there. There wasn't any market profile confluence, but there was a volume profile rejection. There's also a clean chart rejection. And then also price was pushing away from the resistance up here on the 1 minute resistance, and then it climbed back down lower. So again, I'm marking up these entries for you guys if you want to take them. I'm not taking these entries because they just don't fit my criteria. Market's a little too crazy for me, but I will continue to mark these up for you guys if there are opportunities there. So I'm just taking it easy. I'm being a little more conservative. This was actually a really good entry, guys. This was a perfect entry. There was no drawdown. Price came through. The only thing here is that there wasn't enough confluences, and then it was also at a red flag, which the sessions were right. I mean, not the sessions, the news price was right there. Let me check the calendar real quick, actually. So we had news. Refresh this. So pretty much all the news for today is done. We just have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 8:25. Man, the market's going to move crazy again later. So right now, I think the market's kind of stabilizing a little bit. But when Trump speaks a little later, it's going to move a little crazy again. So we're starting to get a smooth market, right? So look at this, how price is coming down. This is exactly what I was looking for. If you look at the ATR, it's back down to 68. So we're not in the crazy 80 ATR anymore, right? We're down back to 60. Like I was saying before, I'm expecting this to come down possibly closer to 50. And then when it comes down to 50, then okay, I'm going to be okay with taking entries at that point because I don't want the market to be moving all over the place, crazy movement back and forth. I want it to be moving just straight down or straight up or even consistently down or consistently up. We got some profits over here from, man, RX been killing it today. So RX today is currently up. Let's see, he made 12,400 on his first account, 400 on basically the rest of the other accounts down here. So nice work, RX, on killing it today. Yeah, RX doing pretty good. So RX over here took that trade right there, MPSV2 for 70 points, it looks like. Looks like he pulled out a little earlier, but he still hit pretty nice profits on that there. So again, guys, ATR here is starting to drop down. It's doing exactly what we want. So ATR earlier was around 80 points. It's down to 62. The lower the ATR, the better. We want the market here to stabilize a little bit. Down the mid 60s, lower 60s. Let's see. CJ said, in order for me to take the MPSV2, it would have to break and close past the red flags, lower range and lower low. Set my penny orders after he saw the meeting his conference. Yeah, nice work, CJ. Yeah, so CJ caught that trade right there as well. 714 right now. The ATR is starting to come back down. So like I said, as we get closer to 50, I'll probably look to take entries, but my TP stop loss will not be 30-30. It'll probably be around the 50-50 range. Basically just to line up with the current ATR. So it's okay right now. It's probably gonna start lowering you down even more. Let's see. I mean, obviously the overall trend here is bearish. No confluences over here right now. I might have to wait closer to like 7:30, guys, because I'm gonna wait for this 30-minute candle to close. Once this 30-minute candle closes, I'm going to be looking for some rejections from the top end or from the bottom end. Depends on where this candle here closes. If it closes below the point of control, I'll be looking for a possible retracement, bounce off the point of control, and continuation back down. And the 1 hour over here is probably going to sit around this area too, unless we get a correction back up. So price is actually dropping pretty heavy now. Let me go ahead and take a look at the CNBC real quick. Any more updates here for breaking news? So small update right here. It says Dow drops 1,000 points, crushed for a second day. Any updates here? Yeah, NYSC decliners beating advancers 17-1. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it says the number of declining stocks far outpaced those going higher on Friday as investors ran for safety following China's tariff retaliation. More than 17 listed stocks pulled back for every one advancer. Huge contract right here for a sell. Let me see. All right, 50 contracts. So we got 50 contracts at 90, 39, 450. Damn, we're below 40,000 now. I just realized. Actually, we've been below 40,000. Okay, so we're pretty low right now, guys. If you guys remembered yesterday, the circuit breakers were set around like 40,000. and we're in the 39,000 range now. Geez, this is pretty hectic. So liquidity right there got knocked out. Liquidity right there got knocked out as well. It's cleaning it up a little bit here. So what I'm looking for here personally is I'm looking for a retracement. I want to see a buy signal kind of push price up a little bit and then possibly come back down. Yeah, I think it's by day shift. Yeah, circuit breakers, it's by day. Because like, so the thing with COVID is that like, here's the thing with the market today. So the thing with the market today is that price is going back and forth, right? Shit is just going back and forth, back and forth. With COVID, it was just dumping. So it would dump like 1% or 2% and then maybe go sideways for like a second and then just dump further. Like it was this type of move. So that's why the circuit breakers for here, we're getting a lot of volatility and prices going back and forth, but it's not like a continuous just like slump to the downside. So that's why the circuit breakers here aren't really getting activated. I mean, they can get activated at some point, but they're just not getting activated right now. Looking at the ATR guys, it dropped down to 59 just a second ago. So it's dropping back down to where I was kind of expecting and hoping for it to drop down to. I kind of want to do my math now. So let me see. I'm currently risking. Okay, so I gotta see what my contracts I should be. No, it's too high. I'm gonna have to drop my contract sizes down to 9 or maybe even less, 8. 9. Okay. So if I decide to take some trades today, I'm gonna drop my contract size down closer to like 8. I'm gonna do a 50-50 TP stop loss. Yeah, okay. So if I'm dropping down to 8, 7 contract difference. Take some notes here. And I hate doing that. Uh, I'll make my adjustments. I'm calculating my contract sizes for my accounts here, so I know what to change it to. So it's like 4. Okay, so I gotta make some adjustments to my contract sizes over here just for now. There's no entry here right now, guys. So I'm just adjusting my contract sizes for all of my accounts because I'm doing a 50 TP stop loss. All right, just my contract size there in case an entry does come up here, possibly for a buy. So let's see if there's anything here for confluences. I'm probably have to wait until about like 7:30 though, like I said. So I'm looking for this here to close. So I can get some rejections either off the point of control or possibly, so a couple of rejections here, possibly off the point of control, maybe off the value high, or a price closes above this area, rejection that way. I mean, there's a lot of different there's different scenarios here that can play out. So we'll see what happens. The contract sizes for accounts, they're all different because they're all different account sizes. Like my Apex accounts are 300K, my Tradeify accounts are 150K, my Take Profit Trader is 150K, and my Perdia is 100K. So they're all different contract sizes. It just depends on your contract size. Like my risk is different per account. That's why, like for my Apex, I'm taking 8 contracts. For my Tradeify, I'm taking 6 contracts. For my Take Profit Trader, I'm taking 4. Because the risk is different per prop firm. Each prop firm has a different max loss limit. So that's why I had to do my math per account. It's kind of annoying. I wish it wasn't easier. Well, I mean, there is an easier way, but I like to just do the math because I understand how to do it. I gotta change it right here on my execution account too. Yeah, so right now I'm just taking 8 contracts on my Apex accounts because my TP stop loss is gonna be 50. Where it should be, yeah. So okay, look at the ATR down here, guys. The ATR is back down to 50. So it's doing exactly what we anticipated, right? So this morning, ATR was like at 80, and I said, okay, I'm gonna wait until the market kind of stabilizes a little bit and I get closer to the 50 range. And that's exactly where we're at. So now that we're at the 50 range, I feel more comfortable taking positions here because we're starting to get this regular movement, right? We're not getting this crazy movement where it's like 100 points up, 100 points down. Like this is where the discipline and consistency and like just the ability to not trade comes in handy. Because yeah, you could have taken those trades earlier, but you could have also, taken some unnecessary losses because of like the craziness that's happening behind the scenes. There's just a lot of stuff going on today, guys. NFP is like one of the big things, and then we had the tariff news, and then there's just a lot of things going on. So I try to keep I try to keep up to date with the breaking news events. It's not necessary, but it does help when you know what's going on. So Wall Street Journal said Nike and Lululemon big bet on Vietnam. They bet wrong because the tariffs are so high. I think they're doing like 100% tariff on Vietnam or something like that. Uh, man, it sucks because I'm holding so much Nike stock, but it's okay. I'm gonna hold on to it. Like I don't think Nike's gonna go bankrupt, right? I think they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. They're just gonna things are gonna cost more. Age-old debate whether owning or renting is cheaper when you factor in hierarchy needs. It's an interesting article. I'll read that later. So I'm just looking here to see if there's any breaking news that I could possibly that we would need. Stuff that we don't already know of. We already know that. So China announced 34% retaliatory tariffs on the US. Yeah, I think everything that's going on right now is it's just going to deal with the tariff stuff. If you look at all the news here, it's all about tariff stuff. So now that the tariff stuff is kind of calmed down a little bit, the ATR is now back to 57. So I'll be looking for possible opportunities for entry here. I'm looking for a buy signal, maybe push up a little bit, and then possibly a continuation back down. Instead of a 30 TP stop loss, I'll be using a 50. Slightly bigger to withstand any, big candles. Because normally I'd use a 30-30. This is like what normal TP stop loss would be for me. But I'll be using a 50-50 because the volatility here is higher. So I'm basically just waiting for the retracement here. CJ said A++ setup over here. Yeah, I wasn't even looking at that, CJ. You take it right there. I set at 620, 722, right? Yeah, that's right. Or 6. Wait, 743? It's 727 right now. 734. I think or 23. Okay. I figured your numbers were off. I was like, this guy's trading in the future. So yeah, CJ over here got in at 722. That's the one I figured because right here, so we had the sellers in control from this point right here. CJ took the A++ setup. If you guys are familiar with that, most of you guys are. We had an MPSV2 come up right here. This was the first reversal pattern for engulfing, and then we had a V1 variation right here at 722. And then CJ caught that there for 50 points, I'm assuming. Nice work, CJ. A++ happened right there because the MPSV2 is the first one right here. And if you go over here to or I'll put the criteria for the A++. Yeah. So the one that happened here was scenario number 3. So scenario number 3, we had an MPSV2, which happened right here. Reversal continuation, which was right here. Reversal continuation, which was right here. And then enter on the V1 or engulfing close. This V1 here closed. And this was a A++ setup for a sell. I mean, you could have done the 30-30 if you wanted to here, guys, or the 50-50. I mean, ideally, of course, I would say the 50-50 would make more sense. Either one would have hit, whether you went for 30-30 or whether you went for yeah, CJ caught it for 50. That makes sense. Would have done the same thing. All right, so we got price coming down. This is exactly what we wanted to happen, right? We wanted the volatility to slow down a little bit, but we want the direction to continue. Right, this is a smooth drop right here. We're not getting this crazy movement here like when market opened up. Market opened up right here. It was like crazy up, crazy down, crazy up, crazy down, crazy up. Now we got this here where it's a smooth drop to the downside. And the ATR is staying consistently around the 50-point range. Right. So it's all about patience, guys. Like I've been trying to instill this into a lot of you guys. It's really just waiting for the setups to come to you. If the market's moving too crazy, it's better to just sit out and wait a little bit. We got a big contract over here that came in, 50 contracts for a sell at 39,400. So this could have either been a stop loss getting filled for people who are trying to buy the dip here. Right? This could have been a stop loss getting filled, or it could have been people stacking onto the sells here. Lila's asking if I'm in or out. There's no position we're over here right now, Lila, so there's nothing for me to take. I'm looking for the MPSV2, so I was looking for a buy signal for price to push up, and then I was going to look for it to come back down. Because everything here is used up already. All the cells here are pretty much used up. We have the MPSV2 that came up right here, and we had an A++ setup that came up right here. So what I'm looking for right now is I'm looking for the retracement. I'm looking for price to retrace up a little bit, and then I'm looking for it to come back down. When it comes back down, I'll be looking to take that sell to the downside. But there's nothing here for me to take right now. I'm just waiting for the setup here to come up. So let's take a look at the market profile, guys. Looking at the market profile, there's no rejections here on the 1 minute. The 30-minute over here, price is a little too far down. I don't know if this is going to retrace up too far enough to hit this and then come back down. This is it's a 200-point move. I don't think that's going to happen. The 1 hour right here is not rejecting off anything. Volume profile over here, we do have rejection off the value low. Yeah, I do have a little rejection right here off the value low. Clean chart over here, we have rejection right here off the whole number, 39,450. I'm just waiting for the setup here. So still no retracement, guys. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the retracing back up. The good thing is that the ATR is staying pretty consistent around the 50 mark. So, a 50-50 TP stop loss would work well. Looks like the market here is starting to slow down a little bit, which is what we were waiting for. We do have Powell speaking at 8:30 today, I believe, or 8:25. So we might get a slow market from now until 8:25. I think from now until 8:25, the market will kind of stay pretty consistently slow. Well, not slow, but normal. So we'll get like normal movement. Don't get me wrong though, the candles here are still pretty big. Like this isn't normal ATR for like 7:30 a.m. ATR right now would probably be around closer to 25:30. But this is a bit like more safer to take entries at versus the other one when it's like super volatile. All right, here is Steven's profits for the day. So here's Steven's profits from the breakout. He locked in 808 for the day. Nice work, Steven. I'll take a screenshot of that trade over here too, so that you guys can document it if you guys are documenting the breakouts. And it was a little laggy. All right, so these candles are starting to get really, really small. I mean, they're small in comparison to the previous candles. They're not small in general, because if you measure the candles here, they're still pretty large. They're about 30 points. So the candles are still, I mean, these are normal candles. It's just, they look small compared to like all the big ones. If you zoom in a little bit, they look like regular candles here. But if you zoom out, they look like dojis. They're not really dojis. It's just the candles here are so big. These are like 100-point candles in comparison to what we're getting right now, which are like 30 candles. Another big contract over here. So a block move of 50 contracts at 39,350. I think it was a volatility back down right there again. So there's still consistency here of like the retail is still trying to push price down. Those 50 contracts right there for a sell at 39,350, which was right here. And they're still looking to push price lower. I'm looking for the retracement, but we just don't have any buyers that are willing to push price up. Price just keeps getting pushed lower and lower. CJ said, what's up with the huge wick at 733? Oh, I know. This right here. So what I see here is that price is trying to push up, but then the sellers just can't push price even lower from there. Big contracts right there. I mean, I'm looking at the time and sales. There are buyers in the market. So there's buyers who are trying to push price up, but they don't have enough to really make that up to the upside. All I want to see here is I want to see at least a buy signal to retrace up at least a little bit. And then once we have that retracement, I'm going to look for the continuation back down. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just enough. All right, so I'm just going to screenshot this for the breakout. For those of you who still follow it. Yeah, I haven't really posted much while I was on vacation, but here we go. All right, so again, I'm looking for the retracement up. The only problem here that I'm going to be looking at, a buy actually might be a good entry because like now that we got price kind of dropping down a little bit, we may have confluences for a buy here actually. If it drops down any lower. Looks like price came down, grabbed liquidity right there, and it's now pushing up. There's some confluences here, but they're not going to be there's not going to be a lot of them. So the 1 minute over here didn't get far enough to actually touch it. Got close, but not actually enough to, come down and touch it down there. 30-minute right here, again, same thing. Came down, but not enough to really touch it yet. Nothing on the 1 hour. Volume profile over here, we do have a rejection from the upper end. Clean chart, we have rejections from the bottom end right here. Rejection off the whole number at 39,300, and then rejection from the higher left number over here at 39,350. Looks like we're starting to get a retracement to the upside here, possible buy signal. ATO is currently at 54, so pretty normal or sort of normal volatility right now. See how big these candles are. The candles are still pretty decent size. All right, we got the buy signal here, which closed. We'll see if we get a continuation back to the downside. We got the retracement confirmed right there. The only thing here that I can kind of say would be a bit of a tricky thing would be the fact that there's not going to be any confluences here. I don't see. Well, I have a self confluence right here on the volume profile, but not really much here on the 1 hour, 30-minute, 1 minute market profile. Rejection right here off the whole number, 39,400. All right, so we got a sell signal right here. Yeah, CJ said all entries felt like a breakout entry today. Yeah, because the candles are so big, right? 100-point candle, that's crazy. So we have a possible setup right here for MPSV2. It's not coming up yet because we need to get that retracement candle. We do have a sell signal here. This candle was a little big. really big actually, it was 90 points. So basically what you're looking for here is you're looking for a green candle to close. Once this green candle closes, you're going to be looking for it to come back down and close below this black line. And that'll be an MPSV2 for a sell. Bring in some consolidation here. We have another buy signal closing up right here pretty soon. So if the buy signal closes, that's fine. We'll try to see if there's any confluences here for a buy. Still don't see anything here for a buy. I think ideally I would still want to go for a sell here versus a buy, guys. Like, I think price has dumped a bit, but I don't think it's done dumping. So there's two things to look out for here. You're either looking for a red candle to close below this black line, or you're going to look for a buy signal to push price back up. So if we do get a red candle that closes below here, I think this would be a pretty good sell entry. Reason for that is because we had a retracement up to this candle. So this is kind of what I saw here. See, we had a big candle right here, price retraced up. And then if it comes back down, I think this is going to be a continuation drop lower. So the price action here is really pointing towards, there's one of two things that are going to happen. See, because this candle came down so heavily, it's either going to retrace back up and then come back down. That's one setup. The other setup is prices came down so heavy that it's going to reverse from here. Right, so the price action here is really pointing towards wherever these candles close. If this ends up closing below, then okay, great, it's probably to keep dropping. If this ends up closing above, then okay, great, it's probably to keep pushing up. So I'll be looking for this to close below this black line right here. If it closes below the black line, I think this is going to continue dropping further. The ATR is currently at 55, so decent ATR right now. Price action is just really slow. Well, it's not really slow. It's just the candles are too big. This candle is a 100-point candle, so it's going to take a little while for it to catch up. Yeah, these candles are decent. They're about 37 points. Again, we're looking for a red candle to close below this black line right here. If we get that, that's going to be an NPSV2. Otherwise, if we get a buy signal here, then possible shift back to the upside. This candle has about 20 seconds left on it. There we go. We'll see if this here closes. Possible setup right here for NPSV2. Candle is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So let's see where the setup's at.
Order filled.
Here. Let's see. Fuck.
Target filled.
I fucking forgot to change my TP stop loss. I'm out at 30, guys. I forgot to change my TP stop loss to I mean, it's okay. I made profit on that trade, so it's all good. It's gonna hit 50 though, it looks like. Hey, God. It's okay. Oh my God, I always make some stupid mistake. But I'm glad that it hit. Man, come on now. I made all the changes in my contract size, everything. And then and it's okay. It's frustrating, but it's all good. I'm glad that it hit. I always make some sort of, I forget to do something. My ATM, I was like wondering why my TP stop loss was so tight and so close, but it was because I was set at 30-30 and I forgot to change it to 50-50, but I changed my contract sizes and played out perfect. So I'm glad that trade hit, and I'm glad that everybody else here or who took it with me hit. Shiv said, come on, feels fucking good. They hit 1 win. Adam hit it 2. Shiv got it. All right, got it. Nice work, guys. Yeah, solid work, guys. I'm glad it hit for you guys, and I'm happy. Yeah, there we go. So again, this is another example of being patient and just being disciplined, right? I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I didn't do anything different. I told you guys I was waiting for the market here to kind of stabilize a little bit and then drop down to 50. And then as soon as it drops down to 50, what did I say I was going to do? I was going to change my targets and stuff, right? So that's what I did. And I forgot to change my targets though. But the trade played out exactly how we wanted it to. No drawdown. The strategy works perfectly fine. It's just all you had to do was shift the TP stop loss a little bit. So yeah, glad it hit for pretty much majority of people here, if not everyone who took it with us. My profits were pretty decent on that one. Should have been more, should have been double, but it's okay. I'll take what I can get here. And then yeah, we'll continue on with this week, guys. Yeah, CJ said it was smooth cash too. Yeah. I was intrigued. Down these, they're starting to stack up these sells right here. Sellers are just dumping. So some more sell entries came up 31 at 39, 150. That was a good trade though. There was like no drawdown on that one. So nice work, guys, on cashing that trade. I'll post my profits. I didn't. I mean, I'm like, man, I'm kind of like bummed that I didn't get the full move, but it's okay. I'm glad that it still hit. That's the key thing here, right? Key thing is the strategy worked perfectly fine, and we hit our TP on that one. 50 points on that one, actually. Yeah. Man, what a crazy drop right there. So nice profits over here. Nick locked in a total profit of 2,419. Nice work, Nick. And then we got Shiv over here as well. We got ARC. So ARC is now up 13,000 on this account, and he made about 1,000 across every other account here. Nice hit right there, ARC. And then we have Shiv over here. Shiv locked in a total profit. Let's see. Took some hits over here. It's okay. He probably traded the earlier trades. But over here, he made 15,000, 16,000, some smaller losses right here, and then the smooth wins over here on the other account, 780, 800. So I'd say total profit of, I don't know. I'll say like maybe, so we'll not count this. This will be separate. This is like 30,000, and this is probably like another 16, 17,000. So nice work right there, Shiv, on catching those trades. And then I'll take a screenshot of my profits as well. So again, guys, like I said earlier, it's all about patience and discipline. If you guys can be patient and wait for these entries to come to you, you'll be rewarded, right? And that's exactly what happened here. Let me go back to my analysis for today, because the analysis from today, it literally was textbook. So from this morning, I said the ATR is so crazy over here, 80 ATR, that I was going to wait for the ATR to drop to 50, right? So price kind of dropped down a little bit. There was entries along the way. But when price dropped down to ATR 50 right here, this is where I was like, okay, this is my opportunity to take my trade. And the MPSV2 came up right here. We had a sell signal, retracement. This candle closed below the black line. And that's where my entry came up for 50-50 right there. I changed my TP stop loss from 30-30 to 50-50 to adapt with the current ATR. And that's why we took the trade there. And yeah, another entry right there. I think this is an A++ right here, guys. If anybody got into that one. Yeah, it's about a TP2. That A++ kind of came up at the last second, though. I didn't really notice it until now. So we had an engulfing V1 right here, about to hit full TP. There you go, full TP right there again. So all the entries today have been hitting for the most part. Yeah, again, we had the engulfing V1, MPS V2, engulfing right here. And this was a A++ setup. Nice. Darren over there caught that for 100 points. Nice work, Darren. Yeah, solid work, guys. You guys are killing it today. I mean, crazy market that we had to deal with, but I'm glad that you guys here are locking in pretty good profit. And here, let me take I took a screenshot. Right? I'm gonna post it in my Discord. And there are my profits. Okay, so here are my profits. Damn, the candles starting to move kind of crazy again. So maybe it's a good time to just wrap it up at this point, guys. So here are my profits. I forgot to change my TP stop loss at 50/50, but it's okay. This is what I locked in. We'll say about like 20, about 30,000, 25,000, 25 to 30,000 for the day. I locked in about 1,200 per account. So not too bad. I am pretty happy with our results for the day. Yeah, Shiv said I'm out. Have a great weekend, Sean and the team. Yeah, definitely, Shiv. We'll see you back here on Monday. So great work today catching those profits. And great work to everybody who was patient with me. If you guys locked in profits on the earlier trades, I mean, even better work to you guys. But if you guys were patient with me, you just waited until like, the 50 points happened. You were rewarded with this full TP here with no drawdown. Like literally went straight to TP within the first minute or within the first couple of seconds. So nice work right there. Let's see. G said, Sean, I'm going to buy a Top Step combine. What kind of account do I need to buy so I can connect it to the copy trader when I get Apex? I wouldn't do Top Step because they don't have a Ninja Trader option. They advertise that they have Ninja Trader, but it's not like a regular Ninja Trader account. So, I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't recommend doing Top Step. If you want to do Top Step, then you probably would want to do a different platform, not Ninja Trader. You probably want to do Rhythmic or, but I don't use Rhythmic, so I can't really advise you on how to do that. But there's other options there. So, like, you probably want to do Rhythmic and then set it up with Sierra, or Quant Tower. I think Quant Tower is what you need. You need to use Quant Tower. So I don't use Top Set because they don't have a Ninja Trader option. There's one workaround with it. Like if you want to use Top Set, you can open what they call a Ninja Trader account, but they're going to have you connect to Rhythmic first. So it's kind of annoying. Like they have this setup where it's like log into Rhythmic, must be active. Then you got to log into Ninja, limited to one account. So you can only have one account with Top Step. You got to log into Rhythmic, which has to be active, and then you can log into Ninja. It's not like you just log into Ninja right like directly. So I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that. I've done it before. Rhythmic has a lot of issues, so I don't like using Rhythmic. I've done it once, and then I always had connection issues, so I just never used it. I ended up just like canceling the account without being able to actually use it. Yeah, so if you want to use Top Step, you either use Top Step by itself or you use Quant Tower to make that setup. But it's not what I use, so I can't really help you with that. Yeah, G said, okay, thanks. Which do you know accounts connect to Replicano? So for Replicano, I use Apex, Tradeify, Perdia, and Take Profit Trader. Those are the ones that I use because they all have Ninja Trader support. Like you just log in directly to Ninja Trader. You don't have to do Rhythmic or anything like that. Yeah, Valentin said with Top Step definitely won't work with Ninja. Their Top Step is beautiful though, and you can copy trade. Yeah. So if you only want to trade Top Step, then you can do Top Step by itself, but you can't add any other copiers to it unless you're using Quant Tower. But if you want to use other or other funding companies like Apex, Tradeify, Perdia, Take Profit Trader, what I use, like all of my accounts here, these are so the 20 ones up here are Tradeify, or sorry, the 20 ones up here are Apex. These are Tradeify. This is my Perdia account. My Perdia account is currently getting moved to a live funded account, so I'm waiting for them to give me my login details for this one. I don't have it yet, but they're going to be giving it to me shortly. And then this is my Take Profit Trader. So I'm moving to like an actual live funds account with Perdia. I've just been consistent with them, so they're moving me over to that. Let's see. Adam said, could you walk us through this one? Yeah, sure. So this MPSV2, Adam, is this the one you're talking about? So we currently have a buy signal right here. We have the retracement. If this candle closes above this black line right here, this is going to be an MPSV2. Let's take a look at the confluences. I don't see any confluences here on the 1 minute, so it's not going to be like a super strong entry for me. Looking over here on the 30 minute, though, we do have a nice rejection off the value low, so this is going to be a good confluence right there. Looking over here at the 1 hour, also rejection off the value low. Looking over here at the volume profile, there's nothing there. Looking over here at the clean chart, we have a nice rejection over here off the whole number, which is the 39,250 price point. This candle right here, if it closes, this is going to be an MPSV2 for a buy. The ATR is a little high though, so this is something that just keep in mind. The ATR is a little higher than usual. It's back to 70 right now. If you want to take that trade. And then looking over here at the SRs, there's no support resistance rejection, but there's a pretty good amount of confluences here. We have a clean chart rejection. We have a market profile. This candle's about to close in 15 seconds. So if you guys want to take it, just keep that in mind. There's a couple things here. I'm not going to take this one here. I'm just going to hold off on it. I think it's getting too close to 8 o'clock, so I'm going to just watch it. Okay, so the trade is now active. Currently running in profit. I just didn't have enough time to like set up everything, so I just decided not to take it. I probably could have just got it out at 30 points again right there. But I'll just watch with you guys. Let's see. Big contract just came in right now for, I'm assuming, a buy. 100 contracts for a buy right there. This is probably going to hit right now. Price is pushing up. I should have just taken it. I wanted to take it, but I didn't have my settings in place. So I couldn't. There you go. Full TP. Adam, did you catch that? Hopefully you caught that one. This is your setup. So it's beautiful setup right there. Buy contract. Let's see. Man, I feel like I should have gone that with you guys, but it's okay. So there's a lot of buy contracts that just filled right now. There's 100 contracts that came in at 39,375, and then another one that came in at 39,400 right there. Nice work, guys. Adam got it and Kyle got it. Nice work, guys, on catching that buy right there. I was really tempted to hit buy, but I didn't have all my setups in place. Let's see. Valentine's asking, how does that work? It's just a real account. So let me see. I think I have it. Have this here. Yeah, so this is like kind of what happens with Perdia. Like when they move to a live account, they give you this right here. So I have like a real, like they move me to this funded account. Because I was already straight to funded. So this is just like, they gave me the certificate and they make you sign this contract. Let me see if I can, fuck, I was gonna try to show you my details. Yeah, so basically here, I'll kind of black out a couple things here. Let me see if I could redact. There's a redaction tool that, there we go. Okay. So basically they make you sign this contract. It's basically like what I'm doing now with the hedge fund. So with Perdia, I'm basically like, okay, I just want to make sure everything's taken off. Okay, so this is like the contract they make you sign, like with NinjaTrader. Basically, it's like you're trading a live account, it's like real money. It's like what I'm doing with the hedge fund clients, but Purdy wants to be one of my hedge fund clients. So basically, like what's happening here is they make me sign this agreement, basically power of attorney saying that I have full control of their account, and then they agree here that they're going to be paying me 90% of the profits. So basically a real account, and then they make you sign all these right here. So that's how it works. I don't know. It's literally what I'm doing with the hedge fund stuff, but I'm doing it with the Purdy account. Let's see. Valentin said, do you need to have some sort of cushion? Not really. They just you don't need to have any cushion. They just you just have to be consistent. Like if you're consistent and they're like, oh, this guy's good, and he actually is like consistent with his profits and stuff like that, they'll probably move you over to a live account. I think when you have a live account, I could make requests. I could make payout requests basically any time. I don't have like a deadline or anything like that. I could just take money out whenever, which is cool because like I could just make withdrawals daily, I guess. It's my first time getting an actual live account with Herdia, so I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm assuming that's just kind of how it works because you have like a real account. Like you know how like when you log into TradeAway, you log into a demo. With Herdia, I'm gonna be logging into like a live account. It's gonna like you choose live versus demo. So it's pretty cool. Let's see, there's an A++ also that came up right here that Kyle just mentioned. If anybody caught that, the candles here are huge now, guys. So I'd probably take a little break if possible because like the candles here are pretty huge. The ATR is back to 80, like we talked about earlier. So it's not really going to be a good time to enter any trades, guys. I probably would just sit out for a bit. Thanks, Ark. Ark said, Sean, I just need 5K to get my first 3 PA counts. Nice work, Ark. Yeah, so you're almost there to get that going with him. I'm waiting for Purdy to gain back my account. It's supposed to take like 3 to 5 days. I'm hoping I get it back pretty soon. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to wait. Let's see. G said, okay, just to make sure I have everything right. If I get Apex, Take Profit Trader, Traderfly, Purdy, all those accounts can be connected to NinjaTrader. Yes, that is correct. And Top Step works best as a standalone and not through Rhythmic. Yes, that is correct, 100%. I mean, you can use Rhythmic. Like if you really want to trade multiple accounts with Top Step, you can do Top Step, Apex. I don't know which other companies use Rhythmic. There's a set of companies that use Rhythmic, and there's a set of companies that use NinjaTrader. Apex has both. So Apex offers both Rhythmic and NinjaTrader. You just have to choose the account when you sign up with them. For me, I use NinjaTrader. So you basically have an option if you want to use Quant Tower or NinjaTrader. You have to pick one of the two. Some companies mainly use Rhythmic, which works with Quant Tower, and then some companies use NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader is the new wave. It's like basically all the new companies all have NinjaTrader. All the old companies have Quant Tower or Rhythmic. So that's kind of like that's where you have to make a choice. If you want to use a lot of these older funding companies, they're still on Rhythmic, but all the newer companies are like basically on Ninja. So I mean you have a choice, but yeah, if you want to use what I'm using, I use Ninja. So those companies I use are with Ninja. And I can't really help you with Rhythmic because I've never used that platform. I've only used it once to connect it to NinjaTrader, and I didn't like it. It's super old. If you open up Rhythmic, it's gonna look like you're opening up like a computer from the 1990s. It's such an old platform compared to Ninja, which is like farly like way more updated and modern. Yeah, CJ said the 801 candle was 170 points. That's crazy. 170 points right there. Wait, no, this is like 200 points. Let me measure real quick. No, this thing was 262 points, CJ. That's crazy, right? I mean, if you're measuring the body, maybe the body was that much, right? Okay, so the body was 170, you're right. But the whole candle was like, damn, 260. Yeah, this would have been a tricky entry because if you would have entered this right here for A plus plus for 50-50, it would have gotten close to your stop loss. It wouldn't have triggered it, but it would have gotten pretty close before spiking up all the way. So, all right, guys, I think this is a good time to wrap it up. The ATR is getting up to 90. This is yeah, we're getting back into the crazy market conditions again. I think we're getting closer to Powell speaking, so that's why we're going to start to get some crazy movement. I think when Powell speaks, it's probably gonna push up. Ideally, that's kind of what's going to happen. I think Powell's going to bring some sense to the market, and he's going to kind of bring some. Yeah, he's going to bring some peace to the market basically. Because if you guys know how Powell kind of articulates things, he usually tries to sound as neutral and as positive as possible. I don't think Powell's ever said anything bad. That's why Powell is known as a money printer, right? You guys have seen the memes with Jerome Powell. He's always printing money because whenever he speaks, it's usually good for the economy, good for the market, good for everything. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. These are my profits for the day. I only took one trade. I should have taken that one with Adam, but it's all good. I'm glad you guys took it, and I'm glad that everyone here did pretty well. So Craig over here locked in about 2,000 per account. Nice work, Craig. Nearly 8,000 for the day. So great work right there. And then Craig's other account, he locked in 2,310. So well over 8,000 for the day, almost 10,000 it looks like across all of his accounts here. So great work, Craig. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, I think today was a pretty great day. We did pretty good with our discipline, waiting for the market to kind of stabilize and slow down a little bit. And then it started to pick up pretty heavily again right here. So I would probably be careful in the market. If you want to trade right now, I would probably use a really big TP stop loss, guys. Like maybe even like 100, because we got Jay Powell speaking in about 10-20 minutes, and he's going to shake up the market for sure. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Otherwise, it's been a pretty solid trading week overall. I did trade on the tilt a little bit on Wednesday, but overall, I think I'm closing out this week in profit, which is a great sign. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys back here on Monday for Market Open. There will be a couple mentoring sessions for today, I believe. So if you guys want to hop in on that, it's going to be later today in the afternoon. Just take a look at the Discord. I'll be posting the links in there if you guys want to sit in on it. Otherwise, if not, I will see you guys back here on Monday.